This is CBC Here and Now.
If President Donald Trump increases newsprint tariffs, Corner Brook will pay the price.
The Mi'kmaq of Flat Bay look to separate from the Halibut Band.
People in Flat Bay believe they're special compared to the rest of us. I'm not sure if that's the case.
And you did it. You made the Feed NL campaign a super success, and we're grateful.
A bit more snow overnight into tomorrow morning, but the big story for tomorrow will be the gusty winds. Couple that with the cold temperatures, you're going to want to bundle up. The details are coming up.
Our top story this evening, the mill in Corner Brook is waiting to find out if it will face big duties on the newsprint it ships to the U.S.
The U.S. Department of Commerce is expected to announce a decision after investigating claims that it, along with other Canadian mills, have had unfair subsidies.
Here Now's Peter Cowan is live at Confederation Building tonight, where the Premier is waiting for that decision. Peter, what's at stake here?
Well, for Corner Brook Pulp and Paper, there's a lot at stake here. About half of the newsprint that it produced heads down to the United States, and so it would be facing higher duty tariffs if the U.S. ends up bringing these in place. And we've been told that the decision is supposed to come down this afternoon, so any minute now we're expected to find out what, if any, duties the U.S. will add on to exports from Canadian mills. Now, some of the things they were looking at when you talk about those unfair subsidies that you mentioned off the top include the $110 million loan that the Corner Brook Pulp and Paper Mill received from the provincial government. It also looking at things like tax credits that the province offers. Lawyers for Kruger, which owns the mill, as well as the province, have spent months trying to convince the U.S. that these are not unfair subsidies and that there shouldn't be any duties put in place. Now, the newspaper industry in the U.S. has actually been siding with Canada because about 3/4 of the newsprint in the U.S. comes from Canada, so they don't want to face those higher costs that would come with tariffs. And as soon as the decision comes out, we are expecting that the Premier will come and speak to the media with his reaction with whatever that decision is made. Officials today say they put together a strong case, but with Trump in the White House, there's no guarantees that they will listen to what they had to say. In fact, as one official told me today, we're not dealing with the normal world. Reporting live at Confederation Building, I'm Peter Cowan for Here and Now.
A former Liberal MHA says the government should come clean about finding high-paying jobs for failed election candidates. And Paul Lane wants to know why the government has recreated jobs that were cut to find employment for loyal Liberals. After a major shakeup at the NLC last Friday, the chief financial officer's job went to defeated Liberal candidate Lynn Sullivan.
As far as Ms. Sullivan goes, I mean, I have no personal issue with her, nor do I doubt her qualifications. But this is the second time now that Ms. Sullivan has been given what I would term as a patronage appointment. And, you know, while it can be argued that certainly the former administration did the same thing, as well as the Liberal administration before them, the bottom line is that this Premier and this government campaigned on taking the politics out of appointments, on being open and transparent, and we've seen anything but that, and this is just another example.
In Ms. Sullivan's case, there was a while ago in which Dwight Baldwin's government was talking about the fact they'd eliminated a number of ADM, Assistant Deputy Minister jobs. Yep. They recreated one of those for Ms. Sullivan. As you know, the CFO job at the Liquor Corporation was eliminated. That's been recreated. Does that surprise you in any way?
Quite frankly, I'm not surprised, given the history of what we've seen. Certainly, when that was done for Ms. Sullivan the first time, when they were reorganizing the departments, and as you said, they got rid of a number of deputy ministers, assistant deputy ministers. It wasn't just Ms. Sullivan. It was actually three former Liberal candidates amongst the group that got hired back in place of some of those people, and now we're seeing it yet again. So while it would be surprising, or should be surprising, based on the campaign promises made, we've seen a disturbing pattern, quite frankly, of abandoning that promise of taking the politics out of appointments altogether.
Final question for you, Mr. Lane. Do you have any concerns about the way the whole Steve Winter firing has happened?
Well, there are a number of unanswered questions. The main question that I have is that is the removal of Mr. Winter going to cost the taxpayers any additional money that it otherwise would not have cost him had he had resigned on his own or so on. And quite frankly, the government has not been open and transparent in providing that information, and we really have no idea what the cost is going to be associated to the removal of Mr. Winter, and if indeed those costs are going to be greater than they would have been had he just gone through his normal term, his contract, and then be replaced at that point in time.
Right, you're talking about his severance.
Severance and certainly any other penalties that could be associated to breaching a contract, if indeed the contract has been breached. Again, that's the point. We really don't know.
All right. Mr. Lane, thank you very much.
Not a problem. Always a pleasure.
One Mi'kmaq community on the West Coast wants to separate from the larger Qalipu Band. Members of the Flat Bay Band are frustrated with what they call the illegitimate Qalipu enrollment process. But that has the Qalipu chief outraged. Here now's Colleen Connors has more from Flat Bay.
Flat Bay has been a strong, independent Mi'kmaq community for 40 years. In the summer, the grounds here are filled with thousands for the powwow. But now, the chief of this band wants out of the larger Qalipu title.
This has nothing to do with animosity for Qalipu or their leadership or staff or anything like that. It never was. It's really simply about Flat Bay needing a fitting arrangement for Flat Bay.
She wants her community to take back the resources it's due and manage its own status-based services. Her frustrations with Qalipu comes from the controversial enrollment process.
You know, we have so many different profiles. There's no consistency. There's many errors that we've noticed, you know, over the last while in the results of the applications. So we're concerned about the credibility of the membership.
Nearly 100,000 people requested Qalipu membership. Tens of thousands were rejected. Elder Calvin White has lived in Flat Bay his whole life. 3 of his children were accepted, 3 were not. He says the definition of Mi'kmaq is now flawed.
So really, we're under an umbrella that holds us back from moving our agenda from our perspective. We need to focus on our community. We need to focus on our responsibility to our people here in Flat Bay, and we need to take up that challenge.
The Qalipu chief is disgusted with the idea of Flat Bay separating.
People in Flat Bay believe they're special compared to the rest of us. I'm not sure if that's the case. Whatever it is, you know, we're here to try to help out, but I will not stand by and have people like Liz Sager or anybody else condemn this organization and the good efforts that we're making to try to bring program and services to our people.
But Chief Lasaga in Flat Bay says separation has been talked about for a year now. The band is only in the early stages of government protocol. Lasaga insists that this is not a separation out of anger, but just the right fit for the people of Flat Bay. She hopes to meet with federal government to discuss this move and plans on updating the public on any changes toward this move for separation. Colleen Connors, CBC News, Flat Bay.
A MUN engineering student charged with attempted murder was back in court today. Mashi Alabakshi seemed in a good mood as he was about to begin a bail hearing on another charge. He was arrested last week for allegedly attempting to poison a man. The same person he allegedly pushed off a cliff on Signal Hill last April. The alleged poisoning happened 4 days before the Signal Hill incident. Alabakshi is a foreign student from Iran. His bail hearing could take another day or 2.
Residents in one part of Happy Valley Goose Bay hope there will be a new arrangement to quench their water woes. Municipal water has long been criticized for its high mineral content and lousy taste, but now better water from the military base, known as Spring Gulch water, could help improve things for the entire town. Here now's Jacob Barker has that story.
Ed Measure will drink this.
Yeah, good drink of water there.
It isn't straight from his tap. He's run it through a distiller. What comes out of it is what he's concerned about.
What's left over from a gallon of water is this here.
A 2016 study by the Labrador Institute showed that water in Ed's part of town is worse than water from this part of town, water that's provided by the military base.
The water showed a higher level of cancer-causing chemicals and a higher concentration of minerals in the municipal supply. That means harder water, and hard water can take its toll on appliances, an issue Ed says is pretty apparent.
It's always a thing to be worried about, especially with 3 of them here. When is the next one going to bust?
Making repairs to his downstairs suite.
pretty corrosive, whatever it is.
Mesher says he replaces the faucet on this bathtub once every 3 years or so.
Something bad, definitely bad in our water.
There could be a resolution for Mesher if the town's council decides to sign on. The water that currently services the base could help improve water for the entire town.
One of the wells that have been the most contaminated and largest supply of water in the valley could be taken off altogether. Certain times in a year, the entire community could be covered.
Jones says that would carry a cost. Not a problem, Mesher says, even if it means a bit more in taxes.
I certainly would pay a bit more, you know.
The town has refused several requests from the CBC to speak about the water, but it said it is in discussions with the base and Jones's office about the matter. Jacob Barker, CBC News. Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Great sign off there. I went out this afternoon to do an interview and I really had to button up because of all the snow that was coming down in St. John's. A little intense for a bit.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little bit more than we talked about earlier, but maybe it's because it was heavy and kind of wettish.
Yeah, that's right. Temperatures were flirting with the freezing mark. We have transitioned over to 0. Just saw a report of 7 centimeters in Mount Pearl. I think generally in that 5, 6, 7 centimeters for most. So within that 5 to 10 range that we talked about. But like you said, it was coming down. It was kind of sticky on the road. So a bit of a dicey travel home for most of us in the east and even into central parts of Newfoundland and western Newfoundland. That snow still continues at this hour towards the Bayvert Peninsula down towards Corner Brook where temperatures are a little bit cooler. Note St. John's +1 right now with that change over to drizzle, but not for long. Temperatures have already dropped back to the freezing mark along the Burin Peninsula, Cape Race as well. Both of those places were above 0 earlier. You can see where we've transitioned over to drizzle, and then that cold air is now wrapping in on the other side of this system. And so you might want to get out and shovel away that walkway, the driveway over the next hour or so before temperatures drop back down below 0 and that freezes up and it'll be a little bit more difficult to shovel. Have a look at your winds, which are going to be the big story into tomorrow as the snow and this trough wrap around the north part of the island back towards the west coast and then sweep back across the island through Wednesday morning and into the mainly the Wednesday morning time period. Look at those gusts in the 50, 60, 70, even 80 kilometer per hour range. So it's going to be a blustery start to Wednesday, staying windy into the afternoon. The snow does taper off, though onshore flurries do continue for you folks along the west coast. And it's a pretty quiet day across Labrador tomorrow, though it will be a little on the breezy side. And we'll talk more about your forecast in detail in just a few minutes.
We want to talk about something else right now, something that we have to thank the audience for, something we put a lot of energy into, and that was Feed NL this season.
That's
you have an update.
Yeah, that's right. We have the grand total. So have a look.
Hello, it's the Snob, your local weather wizard. I'm back with a song. It's hotter than a blizzard. The temps.
So Ryan, you getting any calls from record labels after that?
I gotta say, the phone has not stopped ringing. It's looking good for, you know, maybe a second career.
Awesome.
So, Feed NL was a huge success. And of course, thanks to all of you who donated for the Community Food Sharing Association. How much did we raise?
We raised over $102,000, almost 1,000 turkeys, and 3,600 kilograms of food.
Wow.
Yeah, it truly was a provincial-wide initiative, and really happy with the success.
And how is the Community Food Sharing Association doing now?
Yeah, I talked to Egg yesterday, and they're really happy with how the campaign went, and he said it's going to be a big help over the next few months. You know, it's cold, it's winter, and it'll help distribute food throughout the province.
Awesome. So Feed NL wraps up, but we're already looking ahead here at CBC to our next initiative.
Yeah, so Tasty Tunes is our next event. We did that last year for the first time. It was a sold-out event. It's a singer-songwriter circle with small plates from local chefs, and all the proceeds go back to food banks.
Like you said, sold out last year, but hoping to squeeze maybe a few more people.
Yeah, hoping we can fit more in. The details are still being worked out, so we ask people to stay tuned for information about that one.
Awesome. Thanks, Katie. Katie Rowe, Communications Officer here at CBC.
So thanks once again. It was a fantastic year. And are you going to be putting out a B-side to that?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like I said, the phone really hasn't stopped ringing from record labels looking to sign, but committed to CBC and the weather for now.
For now.
Yeah, and don't forget, Tasty Tunes will have more info on that coming up later this year.
It was great last year, so we
absolutely.
will keep you informed.
Yeah. A group of teens at a high school in CBS got a close-up look at the future today. Students at Holy Spirit High took part in a career day. It was organized by the Rotary Club of Avalon Northeast as a way for people figuring out where they want to go in life to ask questions of people who are already working in their chosen fields.
We're here with about 25 occupations that have been identified by the students of interest, and we're here at the invitation of the principal and the faculty, and we're hoping that students from the career development course will be learning and becoming aware of potential vocations that they can pursue, both academically and in their careers.
It's really interesting. There's a lot of nice people. Everything's different. People like their jobs. Everybody seems to find something interesting, find something they like to do. All my life I've been interested in like avionics, engineering. So I found that very interesting to talk with and figure something out that I like.
If you wanted to figure out how to get into these jobs, you might not know, but then you can just talk to these people, figure out maybe what education you need, what you can do in school to help you.
What is the most interesting one, I guess, that you've seen today?
A tattoo artist, actually. I talked to them about it, and they said it's a pretty easy thing. If you just have a knack, basically, for design, then you send them a portfolio, and if they like it, then you're in.
So do you think you'd pursue a career in tattooing?
I would have to get a bit better at art, but definitely if I thought that I could draw or, design good enough, then that would be really cool because you leave your mark on someone else's body. I just think that's really cool.
The St. John's Edge are back in action after a 3-week break, and they have 2 new players. I'll tell you who they are coming up.
Welcome back to Here and Now once again. Well, after a 3-week break, the St. John's Edge are back on the court. The expansion team is getting ready to take on the Windsor Warriors tonight at Mile 1.
Yeah, but before the team actually took to the court, the coach announced the signing of 2 new players. Here and Now's Jeremy Eaton is at Mile 1. So Jeremy, who's the new talent?
Well, while the team may have not had a game for 3 weeks, management was hard at work trying to make the St. John's Edge better. Today, it was announced that it will add Ransford Brempong and Tyler Hawes to the lineup. Here's a little bit more about the team's 2 newest players.
Hey, we're excited today. Great day for the Edge. Great day for the Edge. Ransford's been with us for 3 days and amazingly has picked up everything. I think he knows the offense maybe better than I do. He's somebody we believe that will come into this league and really help us in the middle. We need some enforcements in the paint, and it was an objective of ours during this 3-week period when we haven't had a game to shore up a couple of those holes. And one of those holes will be filled by Ransford Brempong. So welcome, Ransford. Anytime you have the opportunity to get somebody who just came out of the womb knowing how to put the ball in the basket, you take that person. And we have that with Tyler Hawes, BYU's all-time leading scorer. During his senior year at BYU, he was the had the third highest scoring average in Division I basketball. He is just a scorer deluxe. Just trying to identify our needs, and one thing, we're last in the league in shot blocking, and so we really felt like we needed an enforcer. Brempong has a 7'3" wingspan at 6'9", and he's very bouncy. Still, at his age of 36, he can really go.
I want to be able to help this team. I think I can give something, and whatever that is, I'm going to give that this season to help these guys achieve our ultimate goal. And I don't know if everyone's saying it yet, but I came here because I want to win a championship. So that's what I'm going to try to help these guys do.
You know, we are an expansion team still. We will be for the whole year, but we're a good expansion team, and I'm proud of that.
So as you can see, Rands, as he's better known, is getting warmed up for the game. Now in the NBL, you can only have 12 players on your roster. So Coach Dunlap said they had to drop Rudy Jolie. Now that means they still have 13 players, but player Colton Ray has suffered a meniscus tear and will undergo surgery and will be sidelined for about a month. Now I'm going to be down here at Mile 1 all night, and we'll catch up with you and tell you a little bit more about the game coming up on Here and Now. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Jeremy Eaton at Mile 1 Center in St. John's.
Well, some excitement, right? More talent.
Yeah. A whole lot of people I know got tickets in their stockings this year, so right. I think they'll.
We can only go on the weekend games.
I know, but
so send tickets.
I'd like to get there. That's on my plan. It's in the plan.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
We'll tell you how they just keep on giving.
Into the chipper. Well, quite the day.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
We were having a little debate here.
Off camera,
Yeah.
in commercials, what should you do? We've got that snow that came down. Should you clear it off your steps and your driveway tonight before we've got this cool down coming?
And it's a big cool down tomorrow, so everything freezes solid tomorrow, but if you can step around it for a couple of days, there's a big warm up coming still in the long range. Friday, 6-7 degrees here in the east, and then another warm push Sunday. There's double digits in my forecast for Sunday in the east with rain, so
of course,
you know, it kind of depends. How long is your walkway? Can you jump over it for a couple days? You should probably get out and shovel because it is going to get pretty icy out there over the next 24 hours. Let's have a look at current temperatures. Note the temps that are building into Labrador right now. -18 in Lab City, -19 in Happy Valley Goose Bay. It's been cold there all day, obviously, but it's going to get colder through the overnight in through tomorrow. Note St. John's is still at +1, but not for long. Talking about an hour to 2 hours at most. And then we're back down below the freezing mark. Winds have already shifted to southwesterly as that cold air wraps in on the other side of this system, which is moving across the island right now. There's the rain that has mixed over here across the Avalon. I'm watching a developing trough line on the back side of this system. That's going to be our snowmaker tonight into tomorrow morning primarily, but it will bring lingering flurries through the day down that northeast coast. Watch your timeline. 6 p.m. tonight, of course. There's the trough developing, mainly for the Bayburt Peninsula down towards western Newfoundland with those onshore flurries and the risk of some snow squalls. We're talking about here the possibility, the best possibility of 5 to 10 centimeters tonight and through Wednesday morning. Could even see some of that accumulation as much as 5 centimeters or more down towards Grand Falls, Windsor, and Gander. St. John's and the Burin and Avalon Peninsulas, we'll see a couple of centimeters possible through the early morning hours of tomorrow. -25, as you saw there, for Labrador City to start the day. Now note your temperatures as where we start, and then watch as the northwesterly winds punch in. Temperatures either steady or falling a degree or two through the day tomorrow. Winds in from the northwest, and so it is going to be a cool one and a cold one even. Westerly winds gusting 80 kilometers per hour in the morning. They'll back off to about 70 for Wednesday afternoon. But when you're talking about highs in the east, -6, 7, and 8, and central and west, -8 to -9, it is going to be a very, very cool one. You can see where we will see some sunshine in the mix over the southeast half of the island. Central and west will continue to see the cloud cover, although the snow will taper to flurries, and then it's a mainly cloudy afternoon for central. Onshore flurries continuing even into the afternoon for the west coast. Some sun breaks along the west coast, the coast of Labrador rather, for tomorrow. But a chance of a flurry in there. -15 in Happy Valley Goose Bay and -22 in western Labrador. So you saw your highs there. This is what it's going to feel like. This is your wind chill outlook for tomorrow afternoon. As I said, -teens and 20s across the island, -20s and 30s across the big land. It is definitely going to be a day to bundle up. There's a quick look at that 24-hour snowfall accumulation. As I mentioned, best chance of 5 to 10 will be in those onshore flurries and squalls along the west coast, and then across the north coast as that trough departs. Looking at just a trace to as much as a couple centimeters in the southeast and into southeastern parts of Labrador as well. Watch your timeline here. Thursday, we are watching a pretty quiet day, but a big development in terms of the winds shifting through the day. We're back much milder on Thursday, back towards the freezing mark. Some flurries along the west coast and chance of flurries in Labrador. And then that southerly wind continues to develop. Mainly cloudy skies, so chance of rain building in, especially into the later parts of the day on Friday. Snow developing in Labrador. And look at those temps on Friday. We're talking about these types of temps continuing into the weekend with a freezing rain risk as well. The long range is still to come, Debbie.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, if you're desperately hanging on to the Christmas season, you may want to cover your eyes for our next story. The City of St. John's is encouraging residents to drop off their used Christmas trees at a collection yard near Kitty Vitty Lake. That's where the trees are being recycled. But it's not a pretty sight, especially if you're still attached to this year's special tree. Here now, Zach Gowdy shows us why.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, that leaves us so unchanging. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, that leaves us so unchanging. Not only green when summer's here, but also winter's cold and drear. Oh, Christmas tree, that leaves us so unchanging.
You gotta get the tree and all the leftovers, right?
That's right. Make sure there's no decorations left on it.
Oh Christmas tree, that candle shines so brightly. Oh Christmas tree, that candle shines so brightly. That candle shines so brightly. That candle shines so brightly.
It's kind of sad.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, you had one of those disclaimers. Many Christmas trees were actually harmed in the making of that video.
I haven't got my tree down
No?
yet, but I think I'm
Can't say
headed
goodbye?
there on Saturday. Yeah.
It's time.
A lot of people on this tour come from a time when curling was a much more social sport.
The Strathcona Cup is the oldest trophy in international curling. 2 Newfoundlanders join Team Canada to take on Scotland.
Welcome back to Here and Now. These 2 gentlemen are about to go on the trip of a lifetime, heading to Scotland for quite the curling event. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, Toby, I'll start with you. How do you feel about going to Scotland?
I can't wait. We've been planning this trip now for almost a year, and it's finally here. It's kind of hard to believe that it is here.
And so you're going back to the birthplace of curling. That must be exciting.
It is going to be great. One of the things we're going to be doing is actually going to a curling stone manufacturing outlet, which is there's only one.
Okay, so, special rocks from Scotland.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And Mr. Jenkins, congratulations on this. What are you looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to the whole experience. You know, I've been curling for a long time. Had a bit of success, but have made a lot of friends over the years. Looking forward to seeing some in Scotland, and just the whole experience with curlers from both countries.
I should point out that once every decade a team of Canadians gets to go over. There's 40 Canadians in all.
There's 40 Canadians divided into, I guess, 2 teams. One team will go north, one team will go south.
Right, and you guys stay together going south, right?
Yes.
All right, so that's a pretty busy schedule too. It's a month?
It's almost a month, yeah, and it is very, very busy. There's a lot of things to do. There's pretty well 20 games that we will be playing.
Now, I'm told you're a fairly competitive person.
Who told you that?
This guy. He told me you're competitive even when you're playing checkers with your grandkids.
Oh, no.
The board goes flying.
No, hardly true at all. But, no, I do enjoy the game, and I will really be looking forward to that part of it as well. But this is more of an overall experience. Obviously, we're representing Canada and hoping to win the Strathcona Cup. But
The Scots won last time, right?
I think they did.
Right, so it's up to you guys to bring it back?
Try to bring it back to the country. We have lots of emails from people that have been on former tours and that sort of thing, wishing us well. And it's like a fraternity. When you only have 40 people from a country invited to participate every 10 years, it's a pretty select group that are fortunate enough to travel.
Especially with the number of qualified curlers across Canada, right? Especially Western Canada. I mean, there's a lot of great curlers.
A lot of great curlers across Canada. A lot of people would like to be able to go on this trip. We're very fortunate to have been selected to go. What Bill was saying about the camaraderie of the former participants, I would say in the last 2 days we've received at least 30, words of encouragement, from former participants.
Oh, okay, because they've been there. Right, all right. So is this kind of not just a curling event? Because I looked at the itinerary, it looks like there's a lot of food on the agenda, lots of, you're going on a tour of a distillery, so is this like come for the curling, stay for the scotch, or?
I think that, I think we may have discussed this a bit earlier, that a lot of people on this tour come from a time when curling was a much more social sport.
Right.
And so I think that lends itself to the people participating, the people organizing, that there's curling, yes, it's competitive, people want to win, but then there are other activities such as scotch or eating or whatever.
But this is, just one last question, I'm not sure what the average age is, but this is a month of curling, right? How many matches are you playing?
20 to 23, I think.
That's a lot of curling.
Yeah. So a couple of 100 games, of which you keep the score in every game all the way through, and that's how you determine the ultimate winner, is the difference between how many points you've scored
Total
on all
points.
of those games and how many you've lost.
A little bit of pressure.
A little bit, but hopefully we'll succumb.
Well, listen, all the best on your trip to Scotland. Congratulations once again, and we'll talk when you get back.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
And like Toby said, a trip of a lifetime, really. Not very many people get to participate.
Yeah, and they go all over the place, to Aberdeen, Inverness. It's amazing. They travel all across Scotland, so good luck to them.
Mile 1 center starting to fill up for the St. John's Edge game, the first one of 2018. Lots of young people here. I'll tell you why coming up on Here and Now.
Time to meet our young athlete of today. This is Devereaux Chislett of Kippens. 11 years old and played baseball with both the Stephenville Mets and the Corner Brook Barons.
All right, plays on two teams. Devereaux and her Barons team were provincial champs and didn't lose a game all summer.
Way to go, Devereaux. You are today's young athlete of the day.
I love looking at those pictures with the sunshine and the warmth behind. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I do like the winter, but I don't like what you've got in store for us.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when typically in the morning meeting we talk about what's ahead weather-wise, and every time I mention a warm-up, usually there's a couple of smiles across the room, but I always get the death stare from Debbie, right? Who says, you love winter.
I do, because you can get out and snowshoe and do all kinds of things.
That's right.
Anyway.
And in the winter, you can make things like this. This is in Montreal, and of course they've been facing some very, very cold temperatures, but parents are making the most of the cold snap by bringing the rink right to the front door.
That's
cool.
Excellent.
They've even got the lines painted.
Took 3 months to build this tiny front yard rink. It sits between 2 iron staircases.
And with temperatures in La Belleville, with minus 35 is what it feels like. You got to stay moving. So the parents say the kids have been taking breaks to go inside and warm up, but before long they're back out again. What a fabulous idea.
It is.
That's great.
And I have to say, with our recent cold weather, there have been a ton of pictures of people out enjoying playing hockey on local rinks, some backyard rinks here, even on the Avalon, which again, as we know, is tough to get. So it's been good for that. Unfortunately, we do have a warm-up on the way for those that are the fans of winter. And let's take a look at current temperatures across North America right now and set it up. Note the cool down today in LA, 13 degrees, and there's a system working onto the west coast right now. Hello to our friends down in Arizona who are always watching us, and of course Florida as well, which has rebounded nicely after the cool down last week. There's the bit of a trough there, and that is the latest system which is rolling onto the west coast. That will move across the continent and will be our warm-up, at least our first warm-up of 2 systems that are going to be moving through this weekend. We're going to time it out for you. First, let's talk about this low. In case you missed it earlier, it will depart to the north tonight, but a developing trough line moving across the north coast, and of course the onshore flurries and snow squalls along the west coast will drop 5 to as much as 10 centimeters locally for those areas. For the most part, everywhere else it's a trace to a couple centimeters, maybe as much as 5 for Bonavista and up towards the northern peninsula, but pretty light snowfall over the next 24. Let's time it out for you. There goes the low. There's that trough that we mentioned just going to develop. It'll, for the most part, be snowing itself out overnight into the early morning hours of Wednesday, tapering off to some flurries through Wednesday morning. The onshore flurries do continue for the west coast tomorrow. It's a pretty quiet day for central and east, though the winds, bundle up. It's going to be really, really cool out there. Winds gusting 60, 70, even 80 kilometers per hour early on will make for a very, very bitter day. So make sure you bundle those kids up warm before you send them off to school tomorrow. A look at Thursday, and this is our wind shift. Increasing clouds through the day, southerly flow taking over. Even by the end of Thursday, could see some patchy drizzle along sections of the south coast, Port aux Basques down towards the Mary's Harbor, Mary's Town region, that is. And as we take a look into the Mary's Harbor region and across Labrador, we're talking about snow building in initially, but I think even for southeastern Labrador on Friday, this is going to be a mix over to some rain. And this is the first system that we'll be shooting through. Looks like mostly rain across the island into Saturday morning, and then a big high builds into Labrador, and there's a lot of different variables that could happen with this setup, but the general theme here is with this cold air building into Labrador, we'll see snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain developing across the island through Saturday afternoon into Saturday night and Sunday morning, and then another warm push coming in. But there is the freezing rain potential between the Friday warm-up and the Sunday warm-up on Saturday and into Saturday night. So here is how the 7-day forecast breaks down. Those are some warm temps. Friday, Saturday, and yes, that's a double digit in the forecast for Sunday in eastern parts of Newfoundland, and maybe even high single digits for central and west. Again, that freezing rain potential mainly for Saturday afternoon through Saturday night into Sunday morning, and mainly at this point looking for western and central Newfoundland. We will keep you posted on that over the next couple days. In Labrador, significant snow possible for Friday, and then again on Sunday as that second wave shoots through. We'll keep you posted.
Turning now to national and international news. The opposition wants Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to appear before the Ethics Committee to answer questions about his free vacation from the Aga Khan. But Trudeau says the Ethics Commissioner has already looked at the issue.
Have an ethics commissioner that is above partisan politics to make rulings and to look into things, to help Canadians separate the partisan attacks and mudslinging and the politics from what actually happened.
Justin Trudeau begins a series of town hall meetings tonight, starting in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia.
Well, it's something we may take for granted, the ability to catch a flight to pretty much anywhere at any time we want. But a pilot shortage across the country is causing some regional carriers to cancel their flights. And that shortage is also putting pressure on the very flight schools that could help relieve the situation. CBC business reporter Kyle Bax explains.
Sign up for flight school in Medicine Hat and you'll hop in the cockpit with an instructor for many hours taking off for trips around the southeast Alberta city. It's a good time to enroll in a flight school since a major problem is rising in the aviation world, a lack of pilots. Even here at Super T Aviation, it's tough to keep instructors from being hired away by airlines.
All of a sudden, it's kind of like the light came on with the Canadian airlines and said, oh geez, we're not getting the product that we used to, we're not getting the applications, we don't have any resumes. We have the shortage.
A combination of factors is causing the shortage, such as ever-increasing air travel by Canadians and a large number of pilots reaching retirement. National carriers are still able to find pilots since most pilots want to fly the big jets. It's the regional airlines that are struggling and have even had to cancel some flights because they're short of pilots. As a result, airlines could start increasing ticket prices and cut service to smaller airports.
There's a shortage of pilots, then there'll be fewer planes flying. Fewer planes mean fewer routes. It has a major impact.
A soon-to-be-released report by an industry association says Canada could be short 6,000 pilots by 2036. At Super T, the flight school recently posted an instructor job position. After 3 weeks, no responses.
I truly believe that this is one of the major issues of the Canadian airline industry at this point.
Airlines have lowered their flight hour requirements for new recruits in an effort to meet the demand. Kyle Bax, CBC News, Medicine Hat.
Prince Harry and fiancée Meghan Markle made their second official public appearance today. They toured a radio station that works to curb youth violence through workplace training. But of course, in the lead up to the royal wedding, many are wondering who is going to be attending the nuptials and if an Obama appearance could cause some geopolitical problems with the Trump administration and possibly complicate Britain's post-Brexit future.
Well, the Canadian entertainment industry is mourning the death of Winnipeg-born actor Donnelly Rhodes.
I need some water. Yeah, in a minute you could drown yourself. Well, I want to know what you do here.
That is a scene from one of his best-known roles in the TV series Da Vinci's Inquest. His career spanned nearly 6 decades, and he was a Gemini Award winner. Rhodes starred in the show Danger Bay and had roles in the series Golden Girls and Soap. His movie work includes Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Donnelly Rhodes died yesterday of cancer at a hospice in Maple Ridge, BC. He was 80 years old.
Well, now, as we told you earlier on Here and Now, the St. John's Edge are back in action tonight. The NBL expansion team had a lengthy holiday break, but they're now ready to get down to business once again.
The team is currently tied for first place in the league's Central Division with a record of 8 wins and 4 losses. And for the first game in 2018, it's student night. Here Now's Jeremy Eaton's down at Mile 1 chatting up the fans. Jeremy, are there lots of students out tonight?
Debbie, there certainly are a lot of students out tonight because that means if you have a valid student ID, it's only $10 for a ticket. Now, I was told at the gates that my 2002 Memorial University ID was not valid, so I was not given a deal tonight. But there are a lot of people in the stands, a lot more younger people in the stands trying to get out and check out some Edge basketball. Now, I was chatting to a few people, but I found some special fans. We're just going to pan over. I'm going to get them to introduce themselves really quick. Can I just get your first and last name?
Jonah McGrath. Davis Coles O'Rourke.
Shane McGrath.
Georgia O'Rourke.
Now, Georgia, can you tell me what's on your sweater?
It says Fatima, and I have number 4 because that's my brother's number in basketball, and it says O'Rourke.
So what's so important about Fatima, and why would you want to come to this basketball game tonight?
Well, I don't know, but I just really want to see the game. I want to see Carl English after the game.
You want to see Carl English? Now, I know Shane, Carl English, what school did he go to?
Fatima.
So what does it mean for you? Sorry, is this your first time seeing an Edge game?
Yeah.
So how excited are you to get to see a guy who went to your school play on the big court there behind you?
Pretty sick. Pretty excited.
And are you a basketball player yourself?
Yeah.
Now, Davis, I understand that you're on the under-14 team at Fatima. Is that true?
No.
Sorry, that's you.
Yeah, no, it's a junior senior high on Fatima.
And I know that in your gymnasium there's a special sign hanging up. Can you tell the viewers what's on that sign in your gym?
Oh yeah, there's a sign, a couple of them actually. There's a couple of Carl's. There's like a couple of Carl's face around all over the gym. Like there's one banner up in the back of the gym, and then there's a rule sign or something like that on the side, like on the left side from the stage, which has Carl's face on it as well.
Carl English has played basketball all over the world, Jonah. He's at University of Hawaii. He's played all over Europe. He almost made the NBA, but he came from a very, very small town where you live. Is there any inspiration you can take from that, or what does it mean for you to have such a big star come from such a small place?
Well, just shows that doesn't matter where you come from or like what you have, you can make something out of yourself.
And how excited, I know that this is the first game for all 4 of these guys, so how excited are you to see Carl tonight?
Pretty excited.
Pretty excited.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Thanks for showing me your sweater, Georgia and Shane. Thanks so much, Davis and Jonah. As you can see, these are some of Carl's biggest fans who came from his hometown, drove through the snow tonight to take in the game. So, reporting live from Mile 1 Center, I'm Jeremy Eaton for Here and Now. Up high, Georgia.
What do you think if we dipped into the game and we put a camera on them? They would be
showing that excitement they were talking about.
Yeah.
I can't believe Jeremy Eaton tried to use his ID to get a discount.
All right, our viewer picture of the day. Beautiful. As I mentioned, a lot of backyard rinks on the go right now. This one was taken on the island. A couple of clues there, don't look too close. But try and guess where it is after the break.
and welcome back. So, what do you do when you're a reporter doing a TV story about animals? You make sure you have the animals.
Yep. Yeah, and it's also a big fear for all reporters. You have to do the animal story. It's not always a great idea. Take a look at what happened when a BBC News reporter, his name's Alex Dunlop, he finds himself mobbed by lemurs while trying to report on an animal count at the Bantam Zoo in Norfolk. Take a look. So everything's going okay.
Yep.
There's 2.
What could possibly go wrong?
Big orange one.
Oh. I think his...
He starts to get bitten.
They had some fun with it back at the station, didn't they?
No doubt.
Adding the music and... Oh.
Where they're doing that annual stock take of animals.
Yeah. That's always the risk when you're doing animal stories. I remember doing that in radio days with a big lizard.
Oh.
And you know they say when you gotta go, you gotta go. The lizard decided it was time to go. Yeah, so animal stories.
That should have been on TV.
They're all I'm glad it wasn't.
Well, not even the world's hottest desert can escape this month's cold snap.
You're looking, believe it or not, at snow-covered dunes in the Sahara Desert.
That's unbelievable.
Right, the Sahara. Locals in northern Algeria were thrilled when a bout of icy weather hit yesterday.
It had brought a dusting of snow to the sandy slopes, but the frost was fleeting. Rising temperatures meant they only had a few hours of winter wonderland.
Look at that. Everybody out there
That is incredible.
playing in the snow in the Sahara. Yeah.
It's amazing to see that.
Have you ever heard of that?
Never. I have never heard of that.
Climate change is a myth, Ryan.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, definitely.
What does it mean?
Okay, quick look at our viewer picture of the day. And speaking of snow, a little bit of snow to clear off the rinks again for tonight, but I'm sure many will be doing so at this great rink. Now, this picture was taken, we're back into the east on the Avalon for this pic, which was taken in the Bay Roberts area, and the pond itself is called Rocky Pond. And David Hiscock snapped this, and you can see the full moon there.
That's good.
That's a beautiful picture. A lot of kids out
And
there.
some very
having
dedicated
fun.
shovelers. That's a good bit of ice surface.
It is, for sure. A team effort, I imagine.
We had the wolf moon, I believe it was called, when you were gone. I wonder, is that it? It's beautiful. Anyway, thanks so much to David for sending that along. Hope it lasts a bit longer.
At least till the weekend.
That's our show. Thanks for being with us, everyone.
Good night.
See you tomorrow.